Hey, what's up, people? Happy Friday! Woo! January 4th, first Friday of the new year. It's here. Man, we got a lot of good stuff going on this week. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. What's up, Abby? What's up, Joshua Binding? I see you on there. Hey, man, I got some super exciting stuff. Super pumped about this. Wendy, what's happening? Oh, man, super excited. Friday Focus is here. Jimmy Mack is in the house. Chris Motherwell, Lisa Lombardo, what's up? Hey, what's happening, y'all? Super excited. I hope you had a fantastic new year. I hope you were able to celebrate with family, friends. I hope you were around people that you love, and we're able to do that. We were up north in Manitowish Waters with some friends and my family, so that was a ton of fun for us, doing a little snowmobiling, getting out and letting it rip. So super exciting. Woohoo! What's up, Abby? Missed you. Hope you're feeling good. Missed you this morning. What's up, Nate? How you doing? So I'm going to dive into this. I am so pumped for what is happening this year. The Friday Focus, we created this. We've done it throughout different iterations as a part of Movement Fitness, as a part of my page here. I think it's great to continue to focus in on things that are important. The whole purpose. What's up, Dr. Brandt? How you doing? The whole purpose was to provide, or is to provide value to you, to provide you with something to talk, whether it's motivation, inspiration, specific strategies on, anything from fitness to general life stuff. Like, the whole goal is just to provide value to you. So that way, you go out and the rest of your day today, throughout the weekend, everything that you do just continues to be the best that it can be. So my whole goal is to continue to provide value every single Friday Focus. So here's what I'm super pumped about. I was thinking through what would be the best thing that I could do to help you and to help other people. Food. He said food. Like, you want food? You want me to deliver food? I'm just kidding. The best thing that I thought that I could do is, to continue to put out content and do the things that we're talking about, but also, man, we are going to have guests in 2019. I don't have one today, but we're going to have guests in 2019. I am pumped because currently I've got 5 Fridays set up, and I have a laundry list of people that we're going to go through that I want to help to bring to you. So they may be people that you currently know. They may be people that you don't know. Some of them are fitness related. Some of them are not fitness related. There could be some nutrition stuff in there. Just general, the people that, that own their own businesses, people that don't, like, all kinds of stuff that I want to be able to pull out and do different things, because there are so many people that are doing amazing things that I want to provide value to you so that we can continue on our journey. How do we find nuggets and little pieces of information that inspire us, that motivate us, that give us strategic and tactical advantages that help us to go out and do the things that are important to us? So, man, if we can do that, we're going to provide so much more value. We're going to be able to get into, people and conversations that we might not normally have, and that's super exciting for me. So 2019, we are going to have guests on our Friday Focus, and our first guest is going to be next week, next Friday. Let's see, that's the 11th. Next Friday, the 11th, we're going to be joined by, wait, drum roll. Boom! Jimmy Mack, Jim McElroy from Food for Fuel. He's going to join us next week. Obviously, Jim is an incredible person. He's someone that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. We have a Food for Fuel fridge in Movement Fitness. We use, the meals and stuff that he provides because we think it's a great service. But there's more to Jimmy Mack than just that. So we want to make sure that we provide value. But Jimmy Mack is going to be in the house, so I'm super excited. So make sure, tune in next week to make sure that we that you hear from Jimmy Mack. And Lisa Lombardo, nuggets, not like chicken nuggets. No, we're not giving away chicken nuggets this year. We're giving away actual nuggets of like gold nuggets that you can take with you and help you to become the best version of yourself to help you to be great today through your intentional attitude and action. So big changes, 2019. We are going to have guests live on our Friday Focus segment every Friday at 11:30. Put it on your calendar. Here's the deal. We're going to give away more stuff this year. We're going to give away just stuff, tons of stuff. Tons of information. Teresa's looking at me right now. She's going to kill me. She's like, you're giving away what? Oh, she's not a prude. She's just, anyway. So she's what keeps me in line and keeps me on track because she's a wonderful wife and generally manages our facility so well. So anyway, what's up, Rocio, Linda, Dawn, Kirsten? This whole Kirsten Butler thing is throwing me off. Like, the name change is freaking me out a little bit. Just kidding. Congratulations. Tim, how you doing? Uncle Roy's on. Holly, hey. So anyway, we're going to have guests on this year. We're going to give stuff away. Put it in your calendar. Make sure that you hashtag Be Great Today, hashtag movement to have an opportunity to win stuff. If you find that this stuff provides value to you, if you find it that it's something that's important, we would love it if you would share that to help spread the word and get this out to more people so we can continue to provide great content and get amazing people and guests on. So I see you, Jimmy Mack. I got that heart. I see you. Next Friday is going to be amazing. So super excited about that. With that, this Friday, we're going to talk about three things. Brand new 2019 is here. It is, man, we are like day 4. And I want to ask you this. How you doing? Everything good? See, we came back we were gone for 4 days. We were actually, a couple days before that, we were gone for 4 days. So it's like 8 out of 14 days we were gone. We were out of our environment. So it was just like when we came back, it was like we were getting back into the flow of things on January 1st in the middle of the week, and it was hectic. And the kids don't have school. So like Teresa's trying to figure out kids' schedules and work and how do we like jump back in and do regular life, but also, continue to like adjust and go, hey, the kids are still on break. So we want to try to take advantage of different times and stuff that they're available. So all of that. So it's been a hectic week. It's been a lot, but man, it's been a good week. So here's what I want to ask you. Like when we look at the new year, we look at, whether you set New Year's resolutions or intentions or whatever, or maybe you didn't do anything at all yet. I wanted to ask, number one, how you doing so far? All right. Do you feel good? Do you feel like 2019 is off to a better start than 2018? What does that look like for you? I think there are 3 things, if you haven't set up your year to figure out like what you want to do, what your priorities are, here are 3 things that I want to help you right now to make sure that when you finish 2019, when this year is over, December 31st, 2019, it ends, like when you look back and go, what does success look like? Was it a successful year? Let's project that out so we know, hey, this is what we are going to do, and this is how it's going to be successful for us going into the future. Chris, you people got to let the chicken nuggets go, all right? Just kidding. What's up, Chris? Kaylee, Jason? What's up, Emily? Emily Carpin's in the house. What's up? All right, so 3 things that you can do right now to figure out how do you set yourself up so that when 2019 is over, you are doing your absolute best and you're happy and pleased with what you have done for this year. So you don't look back with regret, right? Number 1 is self-assess. Where are you at right now? How are you doing? It could be in your personal life. It could be in your job. It could be in your health, fitness, in your faith, and anything that's a priority for you. What are the things that are most important? And how are you doing in them, right? When we think about like what's important, we often set goals. We go, hey, I want to do X. What's up, Jay Carp? I see you waving. You're probably giving me that side eye, right? But when we think about setting goals, we go, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to do this job. I want to do that. And we don't take the time to assess where we're at right now and go, hey, what's possible? How can we set ourselves up for success? Because if you just set a random goal without understanding where you're at, you're going to set yourself up for a lot of frustration, most likely. Because if you set up this goal, like I believe that there are short, medium, and long-term goals. If you set up some goals and you go like, hey, I have this short-term goal, like you should figure out timelines and how that the actions that you need to take to hit that goal quickly. But there are also bigger goals, right? So I think of like there's Ethan Taylor. So right, Ethan's been on this journey. If you know Ethan Gets Fit is on Instagram. If you look at that and you go, hey, what is, Ethan had a goal to lose 100, I think it was 130 pounds or 100 pounds in a year, right? So he ended up losing like 126, I think. Correct me, I don't know if Jim's still on, but he was like 126, 130. Like that was a longer term goal. We knew he wasn't going to hit that in a month, but he also set up things along the way, markers along the way to know what he needs to do in order to continue to get closer to that goal every single step. So know what your goals are and how those time out in range, because if you set yourself up and you don't hit a goal and then you're like super frustrated and like fall off, it's not going to be good for you, right? So self-assess where you're at, know what's important to you, and then start aligning yourself towards the things that are important and figure out how do you move towards those goals. Here's some really simple stuff that we don't take a lot of time to think about. What does your current bedtime and morning routine look like? People that are super successful often have, almost all of them have a specific bedtime and morning routine. Like they know what time they go to bed. What do they do beforehand? You turn your iPhone off or your iPad or your Android or whatever, computer, TV, all of that. Turn your screen off an hour before bedtime. Craig Ballantyne has this great thing he calls the 10-3-2-1-0 formula, which works on both ends, the bedtime and the AM routine. It goes like this: 10 hours before you go to bed, stop drinking caffeine. We are an overcaffeinated society. I sometimes am overcaffeinated, but 99% of the time I stop drinking caffeine at 1 p.m. Okay, so my goal is at minimum to be done drinking caffeine 8 hours before I go to bed, because if not, then I am still going to be like hopped up. And even for those of you that say, well, I could drink a cup of coffee or a Spark or whatever and go to bed, the truth is you may be able to do that, but caffeine is a central nervous system stimulator. And if you're taking caffeine late in the day, I can guarantee you your sleep patterns are not the most efficient. Absolutely, 100%, unequivocally, without a doubt, in my mind, you're not getting your best sleep. So, goal, at latest, 10 hours before you go to bed. At latest 8 hours, but 10 hours would be optimal. Before you go to bed, stop drinking caffeine. And here's the thing. Most people go like, all right, Kirsten just says, my doctor told me the same thing. She said be done by 10 a.m. Chris Reese, bedtime is too late. Chris Motherwell, we're going to come back to your goal. I like that. I want to talk about that. Be done by 10 a.m. Some of you will say, well, how do you function throughout the course of the day if you stop drinking caffeine at 1 o'clock? Or like, man, if I don't have that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock last burst of caffeine, I'm not going to make it through the day. Well, here's the point. The point is if we get in a rhythm, in a routine to where you actually go to bed and get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night on average, if you get that, you're going to like be more refreshed in the morning. And then if you pair that with good eating, I know these are crazy things to talk about, but if you actually pair those two things together, going to sleep, getting up routinely, and then eating well, if you pair those together, you'll have the energy that you need to get through the day. All right. And people go, well, I'm tired if I don't have that caffeine. I'm tired by 8, 9 o'clock. Good. Go to bed. Like, figure out how to work throughout your life. Now, I know there are different seasons of life. People, whether you have kids and you're staying up later than normal because of whatever, great. Figure out how do you do that? How can you mesh your life to make sure that you can get the maximum sleep and then pair that with eating really well. Okay, so that's the 10 hours, no caffeine. 3 hours beforehand, no big meals. Stop eating large meals 3 hours before you go to bed. If you do that, you're going to have less in your belly. It's going to be less likely to disturb you. And it's also going to help you from a metabolism perspective to be able to make sure that we're effectively using the nutrition that we have throughout the course of the day. Make sure 3 hours before you go to bed, no big meals. 2 hours before you go to bed, stop working. Some of you have a real problem working up until the last minute before you go to bed. And I have the same problem. So it's important that we figure out how do you work and how do you put yourself in a scenario where you're not answering emails all hours of the day. I can tell you this, if you answer emails when they come in, like right away, here's what you're going to do. You're going to condition people to say, this person is going to answer when I text them or when I call them or when I email them. And here's the problem. If you do that, you set yourself up to live at the mercy of other people because they're going to expect you to respond because he did it the last time or she did it the last time. Whereas if we set it up on our timeline, it creates the opportunity for us to be more efficient where we can batch those emails or calls or whatever, put them together. And also, if you're not reading emails like in bed before you go to bed or when you wake up, if you're not doing that, here's the high likelihood. You're going to be less frustrated because how many emails or things do you get and you read and you're like, oh, I can't believe that. My boss wants this. My wife would never do anything bad through email. But, like someone sends you something that's frustrating. She's just side-eyeing me right now. But like there's often an opportunity where someone will frustrate you through an email. And if you read that at 9, 10 o'clock at night, right before you're going to go to bed, here's what you're thinking. Like your brain starts to churn and you're like, oh, I'm so frustrated by this. What am I going to do? In the morning, I got to do this and I got to do that. And now you're staying up later and you're expending energy on something that could have been spent in the morning. Because here's the deal. If someone sends you an email at 11 o'clock at night, if you train it right and you do what you should, in my opinion, you should wake up and go, hey, I'm going to answer that. They sent it at 11. It doesn't matter if you answer it at 11:05 or if you answer it at 8 a.m. Because here's the deal. If you're using email as an emergency communication, if you say, well, they really need to get a hold of me. First off, if someone doesn't have your cell phone to get a hold of you in the case of an emergency, they're probably not close enough to you to warrant using an email to make it an emergency. I really can't think of a scenario where that would bear out. All right, so if it's an emergency, someone would call you and go, hey, like, we got a problem. Somebody's sick, somebody's this, we need help. Okay? If not, let the email go. Like, your life will be so much better. You will spend less time worrying about, like, stuff in bed. And you won't wake up in the morning. Shouldn't look at email, in my opinion, the first thing in the morning, because then you're also setting yourself up going like, ugh, we're being reactive when we do that. If instead we take that opportunity to go, you know what, I'm going to set up my morning routine where I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my prayer and devotional, I'm going to get on an elliptical and do some workout in the morning, or I'm going to clean up the kitchen, or I'm going to do some form of exercise, or whatever the case may be. Do what sets you up well for the morning, then worry about what's going to happen outside of those circumstances and scenarios, right? Don't live a reactive life. Live a proactive life. And if you're reacting to everything that comes into you, like, you're not going to be your best self, and you're going to live a life that's going to be miserable because you're going to feel like, oh, just constantly am battling things that are coming at me. Okay? Set up your bedtime. So 10, 3, 2, 1. One is do not be on your phone at least an hour before you go to bed. Okay? These things can be amazing. They can be amazing, right? But here's the other problem, right? Do you guys know, like, the blue light? I think a lot of people know this. If you don't, here's some interesting information. You know why we spend so much time on the phone? Because the blue light is meant to reflect the sun. So if you have never done this, change your setting. You can change the temperature of your phone screen so when it's not the blue light. And if you've ever done that, you realize that after about 2 minutes of staring at the screen, you're like, well, this screen sucks. I don't want to look at it anymore. Like, why would I do that? And so you put it down. Like, the screen is meant to draw your eye. The TV screen is meant to draw your eye. So put those things down, because your brain's going to go, hey, I see light. I see light. I should be awake. I should be thinking. I should be doing something. Like, man, put it down. If you do that an hour before you go to bed, it's going to be one of those things that it allows you to wind down. We're not doing work 3 hours, 2 hours. We're not, 3 hours, we're not eating big meals. 2 hours, we're not doing work. 1 hour, we're not on the screen or on the phone. Like, if you put that down, this is going to be a way to wind yourself down into your bedtime routine so that you can go to sleep and then you wake up in the morning on your schedule as much as possible. So, self-assess, where are you at? Number 2, set up your goals. Here's what's important. Be specific. Chris Motherwell, earlier in this stream, she said, my goal is to be strong. I think that is great. And knowing Chris, I think that's a great goal. Here's the thing, though. I would want to dig down into that a little bit more. People say, I want to be fit. I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. These are all ideas that are, they're not goals. Right? They are actually, I don't know, wishes? I don't know. How do we dig down into something? If you want to be something, like, what does strong mean for you? So I would challenge Chris. Chris, what does strong mean for you? What does that mean you can physically do? People that say, I want to be happy, like, your brain can't wrap your mind around that. Like, does happy mean, like, I have a certain amount of money, that my kids are well-adjusted and they do this certain thing? What does happy mean for you? Because here's the idea. Ed Mylett has this term that he uses called blissful dissatisfaction, where it means that you can be happy and joy-filled in your life right now, regardless of what you want to do in the future. Like, you can be dissatisfied and go, hey, you know what? I want a bigger company. I want to lose more weight. I want to have a different job. I want to, help my kids to grow and be better at whatever it is. You can have all that and be happy at the same time, because here's the truth. Just take money, for example. If you're like, hey, I want to have more money and more financial freedom, and I'm not going to be happy until I hit $200,000 or $100,000 salary or a X benchmark along the way. But I'm not going to be satisfied until then. So then you're going to like fight and claw and scratch and get to that mark. And you're like, oh, I got to $100,000, or I got this house, or I got this car. And then you get there and you go like, okay, well, now what? Well, now I need the next thing. Like, I'll be happy when I get the bigger thing. All right? You kind of find yourself in this position where you're never happy because you're always hoping and wishing for something more. So be happy with where you're at. Figure out what that takes. Gratitude. Like, it's really hard to be mad and grateful at the same time. And if you're filling your head with positive things, it's really hard to be angry and upset. Like, think about all the things that you are grateful for that you have, and that will set your mind frame in a different position, and it also allows you to think more positively. And the more positive information we take in, the more we can sit there and go, hey, man, I'm grateful for more. So if you do that, you're going to be in a better position. And then you can go, hey, you know what? I still want to grow. Like, that's completely fine. Then you set specific goals. You also set systems in place. When you set that goal, you go, okay, I want to be healthy. Well, be healthy for me means I want to be 10% body fat and I want to weigh X amount of weight. Okay, great. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that by March 1st. And I have those specific things in mind. That's a specific goal, And then you go, all right, what are the systems I'm going to put in place? Well, I'm going to do cardio in the morning 4 to 5 days a week. I'm going to do 3 strength training, athletic strength training sessions a week. And then I'm going to do 2 metabolic-y, bodybuilding-ish style workouts a week, right? So for me, I know that that's what I'm going to do to get to my goal. All right? Those are specific, not only goals, but systems that allow me to, once I hit that goal, to maintain it, or to change and do a different goal. It allows me to do that more fluidly so that I don't hit that goal and then go, you know what? Oh, forget it. I hit the goal and now I'm done. Like, that's super disappointing when that happens for people. Okay, so make sure you set your goals, set your systems, self-assess, and then the last thing is take action today. All right, there's always this phrase that says take massive action. Well, I think that's intimidating for a lot of people. And what I would rather say and what I would rather have people do is go, you know what? Massive action can mean, like, it takes something within you. Sometimes we're looking at stuff, you go, hey, if we've got big goals, taking a massive action means reaching out and calling somebody. You know, do something. here's what, when I think of action, taking action, it means do something today. What is one thing that you can do to put you on a path to help you get to where you want to go? The end of 2019 looks like what for you? Okay, it looks like success in these three realms, you know, so your faith and your health and your work, right? Whatever those things are for you, you go, all right, these are the three things, and this is what I want to achieve by then, right? Are you doing something every day to get you closer to your goal? Danielle Lawver, the smallest action is better than the biggest intention. I love it. Absolutely. So taking something, I set the intention, I talked about this on my Instagram live the other day, is I set the intention that I wanted to speak more on my faith, and I use the platform that I have to do that, but also to speak at church. And I made a call like 2 minutes after I made that intention. Now I've got 2 engagements to speak at State Line Church, one on the 13th next Sunday. I'm going to be part of a panel on health and faith. And then January 26th, I'm going to be teaching on Wednesday about faith and fitness. We're going to have a open format. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to give a talk, and then we're going to do a question and answer. But all that came out of setting an intention and then sending a message. And that's what happened. And that's how we got to where we're at. Okay? So nothing is too small. Take action and do something that's going to get you moving towards your goal for the end of 2019. So self-assess, set your goals and your systems, and take action today. If you do that, you're going to be setting yourself up well for 2019. Remember, the goal isn't to go like, oh, I started this thing, or I did this New Year's resolution like started January 1st, and if I didn't do that, you're behind. You're not. Okay? Here's the point. The goal is to get to these things throughout 2019, not to have them done by 2019. That was 2018's goal. Do what you want to do now so you can get to 2020 and be like, hey, this is where I am, and I'm proud of that because I set the intention and I took action on what I wanted to achieve, and this is what's important to me. So that's it for today. Here's the deal. Next Friday, Jimmy Mack from Food for Fuel is going to be live. Mr. Be Inspired, Be Inspiring is going to be here. I'm super excited for that with him. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that he does. We're gonna have some great nuggets, not chicken nuggets. We're gonna have some nuggets for you, and I'm just super pumped about that. And I am excited because I have so many great people already lined up for 2019 that are going to it's gonna blow your socks off. What's gonna happen in the content and the information that we're gonna provide for 2019? I am super duper excited. So. The other thing is March 5th. Mark your calendars right now. March 5th is the date that my book, Be Great Today, How to Be Intentional with Your Attitude and Your Actions to Create Your Best Life, will be available. So you're going to hear more about that soon. Super excited. With that, I love y'all. Mr. Star just joined. So anyway, Erica, what's up? Heidi. Hey, I appreciate y'all jumping on. If you found this valuable, if this is something that helped you, would you do me a favor? Would you please share it? We totally appreciate that. And next week, we're going to have so much value for you guys, and it's going to be great for 2019. So I love y'all. And don't forget, as always, to be great today. Peace.